We are going to start here in a little bit, guys. Give us a quick moment. Hello, John. How are you? Hopefully you're doing good tonight. I'm gonna switch over to here now. Hopefully everyone is doing great tonight. So, interesting happened right before I went to stream. OBS decided to just not work. And I was like, what the hell? Why is this happening? And there's just no explanation for it. Needless to say, thankfully I managed to get it up and running. I have no idea what was causing OBS to just flicker and freeze like it did. But, I don't know, maybe I'll figure it out more later. Maybe not, I don't know. But at least I was able to actually get up and going. So, anywho, I am gonna cover a couple things tonight. And then, while I'm also doing that, I'm gonna try and see what else we can do tonight. For starters though, I did actually release my Diagonal Delight game to my Ko-Fi, Coffee, however you pronounce it. I released it there, and I'm not sure if I actually have it on my YouTube. But I think I can actually post that here. Just want to copy that. So if y'all would like, there's a link to my coffee. And honestly, I really do love the fact that I created that game. I went through a lot of rigorous testing to make sure everything worked to how I wanted it, as well as sure that I polished the game as I could. And also, it's just a unique game. It ended up being something that I pushed the boundaries on when it came to match 3, as well as just using web-based language to make a game like that. It was pretty interesting. The turnout was actually pretty interesting. Honestly, I did learn some things, and I would like to say if Diagonal Delight does become more successful, I will end up making a Diagonal Delight too. Diagonal Delight was very, I'd say it was a very long feeling journey, and just a whole new experience when it came to actual in-depth game development. While I was working on it, it really did remind me of the days of when I was on making games on Game Maker, which that was a whole experience in itself as well. I made so many different games. And I know I still have them on my computer. They're just everywhere. But all in all, fast forwarding to today and making a game using Firebase Studio was a pretty interesting feat. And honestly, that's where I can see where a lot of development is heading towards, especially with utilization of AI, no code / low code. And as much as people love to throw in the word vibe coding, my experience with it is it wasn't really based on vibes. It was a lot of having to be very, very specific. And there were times where I actually had to manually go into the code to implement something or even just edit something, because while AI is a very nice tool to use, it cannot do everything that you ask of it, and sometimes it will regress. And I faced a lot of moments where the AI was regressing and I ended up having to go manually into the code to edit something. And I knew when to not use it, because once I got to closer stages of finalizing the development, I became more vigilant about what I should be implementing, because the AI, despite me being really specific and sometimes telling it to not modify something, it wanted to go ahead and do it anyways. And I'm like, I can't risk this, especially with how late stage into the development that I am with this game. And I did not want it to ruin anything else. And honestly, day and night, from like, I'd say like sometimes in the afternoon till the next day, I was just diligently working and diligently testing out the game, just how it would work. And the very nice thing is that since I have a Android phone, I was able to test it on there too. And then that's when I realized that not every Android phone is going to be able to animate certain graphics. And that's simply just because of how some older Android phones work. And I learned that while Android 5.0 got the bulk of everything, there are some discrepancies with like Android 14 that didn't work, that worked in Android 16, and emulators don't entirely show true functionality on a phone, like an actual real phone. So I learned a lot with that, and I was also reminded too of, you know, doing CSS coding. TypeScript coding was a little interesting. Learning how to implement some callback features, as well as implementing functions, and as well as just animations. Had a lot of fun with it. Also too, I think I need to open up this graphics performance thing because I really don't want my stuff to crash. For some reason, AMD does not like to retain the profile of my tuning settings for whatever reason. Okay. I don't know why it does that. I really don't know why it does that. And it really needs to learn to retain that profile. But anywho, I'm gonna close that out now. So yeah, pretty much this entire month, aside from what I've been doing outside of the development of Diagonal Delight, really been kind of interesting, because while I've still been on the lookout for a job, I've been realizing how just god-awful the job market is, and it's not really anything to do with the jobs being out there. It's really more of how employers still to this day are using gated ways to filter people out, and how they basically just want to find the perfect unicorn candidate while also undercutting them so much. And also using AI to automatically reject people's applications rather than having an actual person read the resume and bring them in for an interview if they mostly meet the requirements. They want somebody that meets all the requirements. So I've really been trying to shift my direction here. And, one of those avenues was with Diagonal Delight. Because while I do have it for free on my Ko-Fi, I do really appreciate those that give financial support to the game as well, because it does help me to be able to focus more on projects like Diagonal Delight, where I can develop something even more immersive and greater. And I've actually gotten a lot of interest with Diagonal Delight as I've been showing it off. And it's really just a matter of me pushing myself forward and just letting people know of the game. And I've definitely had the thought of if I'm ever going to put it on the Play Store. And, maybe someday I will. But right now it's on my Ko-Fi and people are able to download it there. But I did also remind myself too, when it came to the Google Play Store, they're very picky on how monetization efforts are done. They're very picky on that. And I've noticed how monetization efforts through Google Play Store can actually affect the quality of a game. So I just reminded myself that there might not really be a chance of Diagonal Delight ever being on the Google Play Store. I don't want the quality of the game to be affected. And while that does bring up the concern of, because when people don't download an APK from the Google Play Store, they feel it's not legitimate. That's just one of those, selling tactics that Google does to try and fear people into just only installing something on the Google Play Store. It's not really something that is going to hurt you or harm you if it's a legitimate APK file. And speaking of APKs, I definitely learned some things when getting to the app building stages of Diagonal Delight, and especially learning to use Android Studio and just overall understanding how the build process works. I learned about key stores, how all that jazz works. I think the validity thing is kind of interesting. But aside from that, I think Diagonal Delight has the potential to reach a lot of different people, especially those that are astrophysicists or have studied astrophysiology, astronomers, people that are into the cosmic and divine. Because that is the direction that Diagonal Delight does have, aside from being a unique match 3 game that you can match diagonally on. And it kind of sets a little bit of a playground for if Diagonal Delight 2 ever does become a thing. And honestly, I would really love to see it take off. One of the biggest things, which has been a really big hurdle for me, is getting myself known and showing people exactly what I am doing. Honestly, I feel like the most progress that I've made so far with that is with YouTube. And like in second place of that is Facebook. I'm also trying to work with that on the LinkedIn side of things, where also one of the reasons why I did decide to make Diagonal Delight is because I needed something that I could showcase that I recently applied newly obtained skills with. So I added that to my portfolio on LinkedIn. So I'm just trying to build myself as best as I can. And I really just, I want to be known for what I do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, to be honest, I literally spent pretty much 28 years of my life not making any effort to getting myself known. And ultimately, how I feel about it is that there are people out there that think that you feeling the sense of wanting to be known and acknowledged is a bad thing, and it's really not. And in all honesty, when it does come to validation, every single human being does to some extent. They seek validation. And, you know, one of the things that I seek validation with is after I create something. After I create something, I really like to show that off to people that I know. It's like a sense of accomplishment, and even though for me, like, I've literally played and tested Diagonal like thousands of different times throughout this entire development of it, I'm probably not gonna feel the same like I do as other people do when they go to play the game, but I do really know too that people really are interested in playing it. It's something unique, something that's not really out there on the market. But to be honest, I am pretty happy in getting it out there. I mean, even if it ends up reaching like even 100 people, it'd be a really good achievement for me. Like, so far, I think I've actually sent it out to like 10 people. And now here's where one of my biggest gripes are when it comes to app development. I actually was fully on intending to release this game onto iOS, but then I found out that Apple has paywalled app development and app building behind an exclusive IDE and even the free X tool. You have to log in into an Apple ID in order to do anything with it, and it can't just be any random Apple ID. It has to be an Apple developer program ID, and they charge $99 a year for that. And I'm like, well, I can't do that right now. And it kind of does deter me away from even being able to do anything with iOS. Like, I kind of, and it sucks because I do have people that I know that wanted to play it that were on iOS. I had a friend who managed to play it on iOS in the development stages of it, and it worked beautifully. But, you know, when something like that to get truly built ends up getting paywalled because, you know, Apple being Apple, it really takes a lot of the opportunity away. Aside from that, I am actually not really too sure of what else to do right now. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play that game. I know a friend of mine a long time ago gave me this game. They're like, oh yeah, you're like a really smart person, and this might be a good game for you. And I'm like, okay, just because I'm smart doesn't mean I'm immediately gonna like an engineering game. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was cool that they thought of me, but that's not how I operate. Oh, there's a update for the Deuce Galaxy demo. Well, I honestly don't really know what else to do tonight, to be honest. I guess I could talk about some visions that I have for the future of game development. I did look into a game engine called Godot, and I also realized too that Godot can actually integrate with AI to help developing scripts, and honestly, I thought that was pretty cool. And I do know I'm going to have to be extremely specific if I want things to go smoothly. Also as well, I may end up diving a little bit too with AI when it comes to 3D modeling, but I'm also a little picky when it comes to 3D modeling too. While I do know that AI can do 3D models, one of the biggest things that needs to be paid attention to is how the topology of these 3D models turn out to be. Because I'm pretty sure AI does not pay good enough attention to that, as well as the smoothing groups. And, because that all affects the quality of a model. And if I have to go through and like really clean up the model, it's gonna be a little bit irritating. But we'll see. There's 2 other games aside from, you know, a potential Diagonal Delight series that I wanted to do, and this was before I even thought of Diagonal Delight. One of the games I wanted to do was heavily inspired from Need for Speed World, and even still to this day, I strongly feel that there needs to be essentially a Need for Speed World 2.0. And that's where I decided to go into developing a game called Project World 2.0. But the map wasn't gonna actually be anything from the Need for Speed series. It was really just gonna be more of, you know, maps inspired by the environment of Need for Speed World, along with its own thing. And one of the biggest things, or the hurdles that I had with that was, well, where do I even start? Because there is a lot of asset development that would need to be done, like making the whole map rubbery, vegetation, industrial assets, stuff like that. And a lot of that takes time, too. This was an idea that I had back during COVID, and I still haven't let go of it. It's just, I'm trying to find my opportunity of being able to get all of that development through in a more efficient manner, because, you know, from experience, I do understand how long it takes to be able to develop a game without having tools to help you with streamlining the process. It takes a very, very long time. And honestly, that was one of the things that did hinder me a little bit in continuing and finishing a game. There were 2 games back when I was in my Game Maker days. One of them was a really simple platformer that just, you went across the stage, you beat some enemies up, and you went to the next level, and that was pretty much it. I think there was like 3 or 4 levels. And then there was another game that I originally had where I used some Kirby sprites to create it. And it was where this king UFO ends up getting kidnapped, and this little UFO and his partner gotta go on an adventure to be able to rescue him. And I was able to make, like, I think 4 different stages with 4 different levels at that time. And honestly, I thought it was really great, but I just never got to finish it. I do remember getting to a point in the development where I think I ended up having imposter syndrome. Where I was all like, nobody's gonna like this. But I tell you what, I really did focus on making sure that the game was as polished as I could make it. I mean, even the AI partner was actually interacting with the environment around you, where they would go and battle enemies. I believe the main thing though, I did make it to where they wouldn't interact with any of the bosses because, again, it was really up to you to be able to defeat a boss, and I felt that having your partner aid you in that was a little bit cheating because they didn't get hitboxed like you did, so it was kind of a bit cheating a little bit. But I had some pretty nice mechanics with it. Just it never really came to fruition, just because, again, imposter syndrome probably. Maybe I got too bored and I ran out of ideas of what to do next. But I mean, it was a pretty decent game. And who knows, maybe I might actually bring that back, but more in like a 3D type element or environment, where something like that would be a little bit better to experience with a 3D environment rather than 2D. The 2D was a little bit limiting, but I think with 3D, it could make the worlds more immersive, and not only that, I wouldn't have to stick with using Kirby assets. I could have my own, where it would be more unique to my vision of what I wanted with it. Just like how, you know, I wanted Project World 2.0 to be a thing. And then also, too, I do know that my Gaia Salvation's Dawn animated project, it's just been on a really big hold right now. I really do want to be able to get back into that one of these days. It's a lot of work having to do everything on my own. And I would like to be able to push that project more. But, you know, I mean, I had to put it on hold for now, so it is what it is, unfortunately. But I did want to make a game based off of that project. And again, it would have been a game that challenges the biggest issue with role-playing games today, where a lot of them are those gacha games. And there's not, like, really any content with those gacha games. Like, I wanted it to go back to more traditional experience of you get to select who you want to play with, and it's not bound by any, you know, DLC laws or anything like that, or any stupid monetization efforts. You know, just bring back what made games good. But for the time being, you know, I'm slowly working on at least making something that is very eye-catching. So, anywho, that's pretty much all that I have to talk about for now. Actually, no, it's not. I'm just kidding. A few things that I've been really trying to figure out and doing is I've honestly am a bit interested in starting up a little car detailing side gig, just so that way I can keep myself afloat. And honestly, it would be something that I do enjoy doing, and I would do it to the best of my ability. And there's a little community of people here where I live that honestly would be more than happy to have their cars detailed. So there is also somebody too that wants me to make a website for them. I still gotta get with them. I was planning to get with them today, but I had to work on my mom's car today. So not really much that could be done with that. What else is there? I think that is really much it for the time being. What did they update for Juice Galaxy? View update history. Okay, let's see here. Alright, I might as well minimize that real quick. Let me see if I can switch over to all this. This one. Oh. None of my stuff is showing here. Where is my... I wonder if that might be why. I just realized that, like, none of my stuff is showing on this specific tab. What happened? Or is it actually here? Yeah, it's here. Sorry. Huh. Can't really do too much with Juice Galaxy anymore until I can actually purchase the game. Oh well. We'll go back to here. Oh, also the interesting thing too, I did end up testing Diagonal the Light on BlueStacks, which, interesting enough, now BlueStacks works for me. A while back, it kept giving me errors. It would throw errors on me left and right. And I'm like, okay. So then I downloaded it again and now it works fine. I'm like, oh. Okay. No. So, and the days of when I messed around in Need for Speed World, I can't now because I have to have Python 2.7 installed. The thing is too is like, you know, I would go into it, get my nostalgia fix, and then leave. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, it really is just a sandbox type game at this point. You know, I do remember having a lot of creations that I made for that game. Some of them didn't get to make it through to official servers, but it is what it is. So at least for the most part, I mean, to be honest, I've kind of been feeling with gaming lately. I did start up playing this one game called Run Goddess. It's okay. But ultimately, no. When it comes to Diagonal of the Light, like I really do enjoy it. I mean, I did play it a lot. Like a lot. I honestly don't even know how far the names of the rifts expand to. Nor do I know how far the constellation names expand to. But, you know, it's what it is. Aside from that, I mean, don't really know what else, to be honest. I don't really know what else, to be honest. I did also start watching the King of the Hill return. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I really have much of too else to talk about. I don't even really know what I want to do. I don't know what else there is for tonight. I don't even really want to play Spiritfarer. And to be honest, I've lost so much interest with Limbus Company. And I mean, there is Rodian in that game. She's got a cosmic identity now. But I'm just like, I'm so burned out and bored from the game. There's not really much to it. You know, the mechanics, like once you get everything down, the game is actually incredibly simple. For me, it's just not really mentally stimulating. And I remember the days of when I played Payday 2 with some not so cool friends. They were kind of bleh. I haven't played Risk of Rain 2 in a while, but who knows, maybe I could give Space Engineers a try one of these days, see how it works. But for right now, I am not gonna install a 40 gigabyte game. I guess I already played 90 minutes of it. Last played in 2019. Yeah. know who I haven't seen in a while? I haven't seen Yinith in a while. Wonder how he's doing. Oh, I think I remember my friend Paul, he ended up getting me Car Mechanic Simulator a long time ago. He's like, I know you like to work on cars. Honestly, you know what? That would probably be something interesting to play. Just to see how, like, actual real-world mechanics apply. Maybe the reason why I only played 40 minutes of it was because I got mad because an actual, like, mechanical thing wasn't actually applying to the car. But again, it's a simulator. Probably play Jackbox with some friends too one of these days. I got Pack 5 and Pack 7, sorry. Don't mean to yawn. I am a little tired, but... yeah, I pretty much completed Nier Automata. Phasmophobia, definitely not a game that I'm too interested in playing. I did play it, but I just got so bored. I'm like, oh. I don't know, people seem to have found that scary. I never did. I really never did. I guess I'm just kind of in that dud of not really wanting to play anything. Eventually, if I do get back into playing Don't Starve Together, it's gonna be where I make a mod for it. I don't plan on returning to that game until then. And Eco was a game that I would play. Oh, I haven't played that since COVID, and I actually know why. I know why. 2015 Gas Guzzlers. Did this game ever get any more updates? I don't think it ever did. I think it just kind of like was there and then it wasn't. I'd be surprised if people actually still play this. This game came out a very long time ago. Gas Guzzlers did. Eh. Do-do-do-do-do-do. This was actually a really fun game, to be honest. Gas Guzzlers was very fun. Few update history. What was the last update that they did? Oh, their last update was in 2018. I wonder. I haven't visited the Epic Games Launcher in so long. Let's see if I even remember my password. Gonna work. Wow, that's a name that I haven't used in quite a while. Yeah, this is the right one. I'll set that up later. Later as in probably never. Yes, I know. I don't have any of those accounts, so don't even ask. Oh, I guess I gotta update the launcher. Okay. Huh. Oh, I did also learn something about DaVinci Resolve the other day. Their latest version actually does not even work. It's like completely non-functional for me, so I had to revert back to version 20. But one thing I don't like about version 20 is that they locked plugins behind having to buy the program now. But I ended up looking into why they did that. It was more of the fact that because there were quite a bit of plugins for DaVinci that people were making that weren't compatible, especially with something called like Topaz AI. Their plugin was just causing so many problems. So they ended up putting this lock behind using plugins. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. So, it does kind of suck that they went that route. It's kind of understandable, but at the same time, it's just like, really? But also at the same time, I can kind of understand where they were going at with that, because, you know, for the longest time they did have plugin support for the free version. But if there was just a bunch of problems happening left and right with them, you know, perhaps the paywall has to do more with allowing more compatible plugins through. I don't know. I mean, it's still kind of a not so great way to go about it. They could have just been like, hey, since, you know, we're having problems with plugins, we're disabling plugins. And then, you know, we'll bring it back in a future update. Or something like that. Holy crap, this Epic Games launcher is slow. I wonder if Epic Games has any racing games. Like, actual, like, good racing games. It slaps. Yeah, I guess I can actually switch this over to here. Auto drive. I'm in love with your dead grandmother. That's a title. I was trying to look for racing. Auto Legends. Is this a free-to-play game? This is a blockchain/NFT game. I don't think that's a good direction to do with a racing game like this. It just... I'm just gonna pretend I did not see that. As fun as this game can be, it's just so toxic in its monetization. And the progression can just be so toxic. It's like you have to be on the game every single day. They're like, yeah, I don't like that. Never sent. Quick race. Super Kids Racing. Horizon Chase 2. I actually played the original Horizon Chase Turbo. It's actually pretty fun. There's actually a lot of really cheap in here. Mad Car. I like how the cars are very detailed, but then the environment is just like very low poly. That's an interesting Oh, it's also multiplayer? I wonder if this is like a full-on, like, 600 megabytes? Huh. It sounds interesting. Unbound was a fun game while it lasted. It just wasn't, it didn't retain enough attention. Again, you know, with the whole meta car thing, it ruins the experience. This looks interesting. Got a very cartoonish look to it. Fiercely individual cars. Interesting. I played this on the phone originally. Speaking of, a while back I did end up making a Mode 7 style racing game on Construct Classic, but I can't even access it anymore. Like, oh, that happened. Oh well. Fun while it lasted. One of the things with Construct is that it would just get corrupted, and then you just lost everything. That's one of the things I did not like about that platform. Like, at any given moment, you could just lose everything. Honestly, I mean... Huh. I think I'll go back to here. Honestly, I don't even really know what to do for tonight. Honestly, I think what I might do is just call it early and then send us out to someone that we know. And then look forward to a better day tomorrow. That is what we will do. Oh, my friend Chris Chaotix is on, so we will actually go out to him tonight. So people on the YouTube side, have a great rest of your night, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.